Thank you, Greg. Yeah, it's always good to see CM Punk starting off the show. Great on the mic, talking about what he is basically wanting to do now. He's ready to go for a title, I guess. And he's talking about maybe he'll go after Jay if he wins the Elimination Chamber. Maybe not Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, or maybe he'll go after John Cena, the bitch, as he called him. I thought it was pretty funny. He's got a lot more history with John Cena than he does with Jey Uso. So I mean, I think whoever, if he does win the Money in the Bank, which I don't think he is, but if he does, I think either champion he goes for is going to be a hell of a match. And then Sammy's music played, and he came out, was talking to Punk, saying that he wants a shot. If Punk, he needed Punk to win the qualifying match. He wanted him to win. He hoped he won because he wants, if CM Punk wins the title, he wanted a shot, and I mean it was just a good promo to start off the show. Excuse me. It's always good to see CM Punk starting off the show. Michael Cole looked kind of weird in a tank top, but that was he held up his end of the bet though. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty good to start off. I gave it a B plus. Excuse me.
Yeah. So two things start off from Monday Night Raw. One, Michael Cole is not typically come across as a heel commentator. So for him to wear an Indiana Pacers jersey in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the state where the Oklahoma City Thunders were the NBA Finals against Indiana Pacers was very, one of those moments for me.
Right.
The other is, I know he's no longer an employee with WWE and is an employee of your arch rival, your enemy, AEW. But I would have loved for Michael Cole, or not only Pat McAfee, but somebody to acknowledge the cancer treatment and surgery that good old JR had. I thought that would have just been, I understood if it was Vince McMahon's WWE, but it's not. And they already go outside and break the fourth wall or fifth wall or 12th wall, whatever it is.
Right.
But yeah, on to the opening promo. Yeah, I mean, CM Punk came down. Once again, like you said, he discussed his plans for winning Money in the Bank and challenging Jay or John. And then Sami Zayn comes down talking about he doesn't need to worry about Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, or Bronson Reed. He needs to worry on winning the briefcase because that would be devastating for Monday Night Raw if the visionary, Seth Rollins actually wins. I mean, the segment ended with Sami Zayn kind of planting the seeds for an eventual showdown between them as champion and challenger. Potentially, I think they were kind of, talking about he would have his back in their tag match later if the numbers became too much. So, I mean, it teamed up. It kind of hinted what was going to happen or potentially happen later in the night. And, it was CM Punk on the microphone. And just go home to Larry and AJ. I'm done with you. But it was okay. I gave it a B minus.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for popping in so far. Let's tap that screen. Let's get us to 1K.
All right. After that, we then went to the first match of the evening. Backstage, we saw Liv Morgan warning Roxanne Perez to stay out of their business. Just before she went out for the the next matchup was a triple threat Money in the Bank women's ladder qualifying match, and it was Liv Morgan against Ivy now against the newly promoted member of Monday Night Raw, Stephanie McCare. I did go first with this one, and I mean, it was an action-packed three-way that actually, I love me a Stephanie McCare. I really like Liv Morgan, but the spotlight to me in this match was Ivy Nile. She did so much more, did a lot more, and was a lot better than her normal female jobber role that she's in. She was very competitive in this match. Like, you knew there wasn't any chance she was going to win, but the fact that she competed with Liv Morgan, you got somewhere to go?
Nope. I was moving the.
You just look at a watch so you don't have. What time is it?
No, I was moving the notebook out of the way.
It's Friday when it's tippy time.
Oh, okay.
Or you going to say trivia time. It's trivia time.
Okay.
So, when Ivy now sent Liv Morgan into the steel steps, you heard a loud thump, pump, as you would say, thump, that's it. And then when she returned to the ring, there it goes. She turned herself, got herself into an SVB, ending the match. Stephanie McCare was Stephanie in this match. She did the devil's kiss to both Liv Morgan and then to Ivy Nile. And then this puts her in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And I mean, was it a great match? No. Was it a bad match? No. Am I giving it a little bit higher of a grade than I should have because it was Stephanie McCare on the main roster? Yes, I'm going to give it a B.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought this was a really good match. I enjoyed it. Nice to see Stephanie on the main roster. In my opinion, I believe there was no way she wasn't going to qualify. I mean, she was put on the main roster almost immediately after she lost her women's title. I originally, for my pick, I was going to go with Alexa Bliss to win the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. But now that Stephanie won, I think I'm going to maybe lean a little bit towards Stephanie winning the Money in the Bank ladder match. Yeah. Well, we won't know that until we do our prediction show on Saturday. But, I thought it was a really good match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good way to start off Monday Night Raw match-wise with the three women in the qualifying match. I gave it an A-.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Backstage, there was Paul Heyman was attempting to get in the head of AJ Styles pretty much unsuccessfully. After that, we then went to the next matchup. It was a battle for it's listed here as a battle for contention in the tag team division, as it was the War Raiders taking on Finn Balor and JD McDummy. With the New Day at ringside. Trev, you're up first.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, we I don't know, this has got to be like the third or fourth time that these teams went at each other with the New Day outside the ring. You knew they were going to be out there. They wanted to get a bird's eye view, so to speak.
Okay.
What?
No,
okay. Oh, okay. And, I mean, it was just an okay match for me. Excuse me. I think either one of these teams are probably going to end up in the title picture again. Maybe with the Creed brothers as well. I'd love to see I'd love to see a triple threat match with the War Raiders, Judgment Day, and um, the Creed brothers for number one contender spot, and then see the Creed brothers win it, and maybe get a good run at the New Day for the tag team title. But I thought it was okay. I gave it a B minus.
Okay. First of all, I thought you were getting a haircut yesterday.
No, I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow.
Your laundry day was tomorrow.
No, I switched them.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. What was the grade you gave this?
B minus.
B minus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you said D minus. My grade was much higher than that. This wasn't a good match for me. I mean, it was going along okay. And once again, the two best parts of this was the New Day on commentary. Like Xavier said, in there he got abs, but he ain't got face. In reference to Finn Balor, Kofi Kingston said, check JD's midsection because he was hurt the last time, and Ivar probably worse than that table. So when you have a man, and then the next part was Roxanne coming out, and I know she's the exact same Roxanne that was in NXT, but there's something different about her. And it just, her coming out and allow, distracting Ivar, which allowed Balor Balor, whatever, to get the coup de grace, and, get the victory. But really, other than that, there's nothing else about this matchup that was memorable. It was just a total forgettable match that didn't do anything when right now you have, say, 4 tag teams on Monday Night Raw. You have one face tag team in War Raiders who have gotten over for any extended period of time with the WWE fans, and then you have 3 heel tag teams.
Excuse me.
New Day and the Creed brothers. So it makes no sense that Judgment Day should win here. What would have made sense was for Roxanne to try and get involved, causing the Judgment Day to lose, and Liv tell that, Finn, hey, look, this is what's happening. She's causing all of us to lose matches. But that didn't happen, so now where are we? Because they're not going to do heel versus heel.
Right.
So yeah, this was just okay at best. I gave it a D+.
Oh, okay. Ronan, thank you for the roses. 15 twice, thank you.
We then saw a pre-taped video featuring words of warning from Becky Lynch to Lyra Valkyria ahead of their matchup this weekend, this Saturday at Money in the Bank. That then led to Lyra coming out to the ring. I could lead off for this, and this, I'm going to name this segment, Been There, Saw This. It was a segment, I love me some Lyra. Once again, well, now she's my second favorite on Raw. She was my favorite on Raw, but now Stephanie and the chair came up. Sorry, Lyra bounces to the second spot. And it just, Jesus Christ, there was nothing. Nothing was said. There was no real substance to the segment other than reminding us that, you know what, they're having a matchup at the upcoming PLE that we already knew about. Lyra vowed that Lynch would never get a chance to poison the women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch said, I didn't want to hurt you. I wanted to make you better. Valkyria, I mean, she's found more confidence on the mic, and she really did sound like she was pissed off. But nothing about this made me want to see this matchup anymore. I gave it a C.
I agree totally. I mean, it was just one of those things. Well, here we go. Same old, same old. I mean, I did like. It seemed, like you said, she seemed a little bit. Lyra seemed a little bit more into it. She seemed a little bit more passionate in this promo. She was really, really upset that she, I mean, she's definitely going after Becky. I think it's going to be a hell of a match at Money in the Bank between those two. We'll all know my pick when we do the prediction show, but yeah, I didn't get anything out of this either. It was the same shtick over and over again. Would have been nice to, maybe go with something a little bit different, but yeah, I gave it a C as well.
Okay. All right. And then after that, backstage, we saw Stephanie McCare get welcomed to the Raw Women's roster by Rhea Ripley. And I think just seeing the two of them and hearing the crowd's, enthusiastic cheer made Becky and Lyra's segment even that much worse.
Right.
After that, we then went to the tag team matchup where it was Jey Uso and Sami Zayn taking on Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Trib, you were up first.
All right, thank you. Hey, Perp, welcome in. Nice to see you again. Haven't seen you in here in a while. Yeah, this was a good match. I kind of expected, the way it ended, and it was. I mean, I really don't know, have really much to say about it. It was a match between four guys that just don't like each other, plain and simple. I'm really surprised that Bronson Reed sided with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. Do I think that's going to last? Would I like to see that last? Yeah, I'd like to see it last. Do I think it's going to last? No. Especially if Seth doesn't win Money in the Bank. I just think that he's going to be more into, trying to go after the title again if he doesn't win, than worrying about his faction. But I thought it was an okay match. CM Punk coming out with the chair, hitting Bron Breakker, and then throwing the chair at Bronson Reed, which I thought was pretty funny. And then he goes in the ring, and Seth kind of backs away. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. I gave it a B.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this was trying to see what I have here. I mean, the oh my god. Oh, very sorry. Yeah, I mean, the match is going along. The heels are dominating for quite a while till we get the hot tag from Sami and Jey Uso. I mean, the action then broke down. As you said, Walker men found themselves down on the outside of the ring, which allowed Seth Rollins to come out of nowhere to stop the Jey Uso, causing disqualification. And then, so all hell broke loose. I mean, the match itself was only 9 minutes and 1 second. When you're doing I'll say feature match with, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, it deserves more than 9 minutes. It's on Netflix. Oh, that's right, it's on Netflix. So they only have a limited amount of time. Bullshit, you don't. Your whole show went only 2.5 hours. So this one could go on a few minutes longer. But after there was the 3-on-2 beat down CM Punk once again. Like you said, he then came down with a steel chair, took care of business, and then Seth Rollins said, we know where he's going to be later tonight. We've got him right where we want him. Kind of maybe, pulling a Paul Heyman. This isn't a prediction. It's a spoiler as to what might happen later on in CM Punk's main event match. But yeah, I mean, the match itself, I mean, there's really not much more of that. You said there's not much you can say. There's really even less that I can add to it other than, that. But I mean, I guess on an inch, little tidbit was the mashup they did between Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed's theme song kind of worked. A lot of times they might try to do that and just they do one person's song and automatically just cut right together. Well, there was a little mashup, so I guess that was okay. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you on this. I gave it a B.
All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tapping the screen. We're now at 1K. Appreciate that. Let's keep getting a little higher.
All right. Backstage, we saw Liv Morgan expressing her distrust of Finn Balor and shutting down his plan to Roxanne to accompany Raquel to ringside for her match. As that's the matchup we went to next, where it was a matchup between Raquel Rodriguez on the Judgment Day and Kairi Sane. And I guess there's no longer a Damage Control. Because she's got her own music back. They don't have Damage Control's music anymore, so I guess just Kairi Sane. I lead off for this, and I mean, I want to say I was disappointed by this match, but I guess I really got out of this match what I thought I was going to get, and that was not much. Kairi Sane's third match back from injury. Raquel's never been a solid individual wrestler. She was never, she had moments, like when she first came up, they were teasing her and Rhea Ripley, but she just doesn't have, I don't think, has the stamina or the athleticism to carry out long matches. This was a 6-minute match, which is probably as long as she can go. Whether it be due to her, physical ailment that she has, that she can't go for long periods of time, but she's a much better wrestler in a tag team environment. And that, to me, really showed in this match. This match brought out the loudest "We Want Truth" chants that we heard all night, and that tells you how much they cared about this match. There was even on one side of the audience doing "What's up," the other side repeating "What's up." I know we heard "We Want Truth" throughout the entire show, but it was really loud during this, and I bought into who cares about this match. Liv Morgan got involved, and then finally, Io Sky came out, helping take out Liv Morgan, allowing Kairi Sane to earn another victory after hitting Raquel with her insane elbow. Sorry, I just got a notification that you were live on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they couldn't even, in my eyes, or my opinion, really put forth that David versus Goliath that you normally get with a swamp. It just didn't work for me. I gave it a C-.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of went that way with the grade too, only mine was a little bit different. Let me ask you this question before I get into this match. Do you think we're going to see some kind of romantic angle between Finn and Roxanne Perez?
If they're going to try and do a 40-year-old man against a 20-year-old girl romance, then yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, yeah, I just didn't really care too much for this match. Kairi Sane's looking good again, like you said, she picked up another victory after her, her third match coming back from injury. And Raquel, we really don't know how long she can go with the condition that she has, but she's looked okay in this match. Kyrie looked real good. Ends it with the insane elbow. Then Io Sky comes out and goes after Liv, takes her and smashes her head into the ring apron part of the ring there. That's kind of what busted her open. But yeah, I just didn't really care too much for this match. I didn't get too much out of it. And I agree with you. I think Damage Control is done until maybe Asuka comes back and maybe wants to reform it. I don't know. But I gave it a C+.
Yeah, Finn Balor is 43. Roxanne is 23.
Customer, sorry for your loss, buddy. Wow, Finn Balor's in his 40s. Damn.
Backstage, we saw Gunther deliver some final words to Jey Uso ahead of their world title match next Monday. I didn't grade it. Did you?
No.
Okay. We then went to we also saw backstage Karrion Kross confront Sami Zayn and tell him that he's a bad guy like the rest of them, and who will have to do what is necessary to be champion. I think referring to a bunch of the other people in the Money in the Bank ladder matches. We then went to the main event of the evening as a triple threat match before CM Punk, AJ Styles, and El Grande Americano. Trev, you were up first.
All right, thanks, Greg. Yeah, I mean, anybody who knows anything about wrestling knows who El Grande Americano is. And I really didn't notice anything particular about the outfit he wears until I was on TikTok earlier and they showed a close-up of the CG that's on his boots. It's like, of course, CG, Chad Gable. I was surprised he got the win. I don't really see him getting the win at Money in the Bank. I thought it was a good match. I was surprised. Well, not really surprised. I didn't think. I was looking. I wanted to see CM Punk win for the sake of, maybe causing Seth Rollins the Money in the Bank contract, but he could still do that without being in the match. Yeah.
Makes it even better of a feud.
Yep.
Better of a, retribution because it. It's right.
Yep. And I thought it was a pretty good match. El Grande Americano did get the win. I mean, I even would have been happy if AJ Styles won, but the two guys that didn't win, I was hoping one of them would have won. I didn't want to see El Grande win, but I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good way to end Monday Night Raw with that match. I gave it a B+.
Oh, okay. Funny thing was, in the beginning, CM Punk and AJ Styles had the referee check El Grande Americano for the metal plate that he, reportedly, I'll say quote unquote, as reported, that he puts in his mask. Okay, whatever. But, yes, El Grande Americano has a lot of the very similar traits to Chad Gable. I'm only assuming that happened because when when Chad Gable went away to study luchadors, he studied El Grande Americano, so I think it was kind of a tit for tat. Here, I'll teach you how to be a luchador, you teach me how to create American wrestler. So I think that's why you see the similarities, Mike. I mean, he had a couple ankle locks, which Michael Cole kept saying, hey, that's what Chad Gable uses. Well, you know who else uses an ankle lock all the time? It's Kurt Angle. So maybe it's Kurt Angle that's out there, not Chad Gable. I mean, come on. But, I mean, it was a good match. It really was. I all along thought there was no shot that CM Punk was winning. I thought it was going to be Grande El Americano, and I know you said that this is a joke, but you got to remember one thing. It really is Chad Gable. And Chad Gable has done so much and worked his ass off over the last couple of years. Chad Gable deserves to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. The things that this man will do in this match athletically make you need and want to have him in
Right,
this match.
exactly.
Yes, we've seen good wrestlers have dumb gimmicks. So yes, El Grande Americano is a dumb gimmick. But Chad Gable, the wrestler, deserves to be in it. So I'm glad he won. Secretly, I was hoping it was going to be AJ Styles, but yeah, I mean, Grande Americano win. You know, we had kind of the action kind of breakdown ringside. And that's when we had Braun Breaker and Ron Reed come down, get involved, and you know, there was a muddled finish. But in the end, they cost CM Punk his shot at winning, and Grande Americano loaded the mask up again, and there was qualification. He could have done it right in front of the referee's face, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's a triple threat match.
Right.
No DQ.
Yep.
So then AJ Styles phenomenal forearm, headbutt, boom, done. We now have El Grande Americano in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I did enjoy this match. I gave it a B+.
All right, Greg, thank you for the lightning bolts, and Rap WWE fan, thanks for joining. Oh,
I didn't realize it was 17. I just started tapping away.
I can hear the echo.
So what do you think overall?
Overall, I thought it was a pretty good match. A pretty good show. You know, like I said, as usual, high points, low points. But I'll go with a B+.
A B+?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'll say quite a bit higher than me. It just had a couple real low points in it for me. I gave the overall show a B-.
Oh, okay. Oh. Can you hear the echo?
I don't hear it, but I hear your voice sounding weird.
Yeah.
But if you want to hang up and call me back and see if the echoing goes away, feel free.
I'll do that right now. Okay, everybody, we're going to... All right, we're going to get back to Greg momentarily. Usually works better when I hang up and call him back. It gets rid of the echo. Rock fans, stick around. Going to need a moderator. Okay. Yep, there we are. Yep. Yes, it is. Okay, so that was our Monday Night Raw recap. That is the go-home show of Monday Night Raw for this Saturday's Money in the Bank. And right now we're going to go to the best part of the show. It's Nuggies News. So, Greg, let's hear what you got for us.
All right. So, I guess this is a quick hit, but a gentleman, a quote-unquote legit stalker, was arrested outside the PC, the Performance Center, complete with quote-unquote multiple bags of evidence being taken in by police officers. Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp noted that the person was suspected or is suspected of stalking Liv Morgan saying WWE had been made aware of the situation and immediately called in the authorities. And I mean, I don't understand people. I mean, I don't know much about it, and I'm sure more information will come out. But it's just, good to know that they're paying attention. I know many wrestlers, male and female, complain about people kind of pinning them down, so to say, with picture after picture after picture at an airport, and do on their own private time, trying to get things for free, and to know that somebody was, stalking, Liv Morgan, just to know that it got taken care of rather quickly, was really good to know. And, we'll just have to see where it goes from there.
Yep. Thank you, Walter.
Did I erase that one? Hold on 1 second. Okay, here it is, sorry. So, as we all know, WWE is starting to do more cuts. And both R-Truth and Carlito were, and I'll say, quote-unquote, released. So the fact of the matter is they were not released. What they were told was that when their contracts are over, they're not going to be renewed. That's what happened. It wasn't, we're letting you go, you're useless. What they were saying is, after your contracts are up, we are not going to be re-signing you. And according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Triple H had to make the decision to move on from R-Truth and Carlito after being informed of how much money the company, i.e. TKO, wanted to cut from their budget. So they're given a pie, and they say they have to slice the pie in 8 pieces. And you have to spread that pie around. So that's the reason why they were told that they weren't going to be being used anymore. It is also, a lot of people kind of, was wondering what was going on after the Miz had reportedly done a lot of things on social media, unfollowing WWE on X, but it is reported that he is not on his way to WWE. And he had not been told whatsoever that the Miz has been informed of his contract not being renewed. So, it maybe him removing things from social media was in response to his longtime friend, R-Truth, not being, re-signed. But I pulled up a report from former WWE commentator Jonathan Coachman, who relayed information that he was given about WWE giving R-Truth a contract offer, and this is what it says, quote unquote. I should put this out there because because I had somebody reach out to me. And reportedly, and I have not confirmed this, but reportedly, they did not offer R-Truth a contract that was, sorry. But reportedly, they did offer R-Truth a contract that was for less money than what he was making, and he decided to turn that down. That's what somebody told me. That's in the know. Now, whether it's true or not, I'm not sure. So once again, it being reported, this is coming from Jonathan Coachman, that they, quote-unquote, lowballed of him, and he didn't feel like he wanted to sign for whatever money they were paying him.
Yep. Thank you, Alexis. Thank you for the goat.
I mean, I know, spoiler, I don't know, but we haven't started talking NXT yet, but I'm sure the wrestling world fans, WWE, NXT know Mariah May made her debut on NXT. We'll definitely be talking about it, giving our thoughts on it, but it is expected that they'll be following suit with Ricky Saints and changing her name. Haven't seen any official trademarks filed recently, so we'll just have to see what they do. And if people don't understand why WWE does this, it's just they want to own the name. They want to be able to get money from sales without really having to, technically give the superstars anything, because they're not selling their name. They're selling the name that they create. For those who don't know, Mariah May's real name is Mariah Mead. So, I mean, realistically, I mean, I don't know who owns the trademark Mariah May, but we'll just have to see what her name in NXT will be. I pulled up an article that the scroll to it. The headline of the title article were the 7 most shocking WWE releases of all time. So it goes from 7 to 1. I'm getting to you, and I know it's hard to know what's going to be on it next, but do you think that the names that I'm going to give you could be considered to be one of the most shocking releases of all time?
Okay.
First on this list, 2025's release of Dakota Kai.
I would say I was shocked to hear it, but I don't think it was one of the most shocking. But I was shocked to hear that she was released.
Okay. But not that shocked.
Right.
Okay. So would you say you weren't shocked, you were surprised?
Okay, yeah, surprised is a better word. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 6, 2009's release of Mr. Kennedy.
No. I wasn't shocked or surprised. I don't think Mr. Kennedy was that good of a wrestler.
LA Knight's not that good of a wrestler, but he's so over with the fans. And that's what Mr. Kennedy was in 2000.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yep. Okay, yep. All right. Yeah, I'll go with that. Now that you put it that way, yeah, he was quite over with the fans.
He got released because of a botched move on Randy Orton. That was shocking. I mean, he may have had other issues, other way, in backstage or whatever, but in the end, he dropped Randy Orton on his shoulder, and Randy Orton didn't even really get seriously hurt. He went back and bitching and complained about it. Mr. Kennedy, you're gone. Next one, number 5. They're releasing in 2021 and 2025 of That's One Big SOB, Braun Strowman.
Yes. Yes, I was shocked to see that.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that was, shocking. I mean, it's weird to say, but even though his injuries were kind of hindering, I was more surprised he got released in 2025 than it was in 2021.
Yep.
Because he really, he did what he could, but he was still one big, monstrous, strong man. Next one, and yes, I will tell you, I not only was shocked, but I was heartbroken. 2010's releasing of Daniel Bryan.
Yes, very, very shocked. Probably for me, one of the most shocking.
Although, I mean, granted, yes, it was 2010, so it was just as the Nexus was forming and he got released for choking Justin Roberts with a tie. So actually, it wasn't heartbroken way back then, but just it's heartbroken anytime I see his name with anything in WWE. But in hindsight, maybe it was good that he choked out Justin Roberts because he's no longer here.
Right.
Next, at number 3, 2025's release of R-Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll give you the top 3. I'll give you number 2, number 1. Because I think these 3 were the most shocking on this list. And just tell me if you would adjust it. Actually, you know what? I've read you all 7. Just let me know if you move any or anything.
All right.
Number 2, 2021's releasing of Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
Yes, he was. It was totally shocking. And then number 1 on this list was 2006 release of Kurt Angle.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked when they did that.
Yeah, I mean, he was a multi-time world champion. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. He had just been drafted to ECW, and then they got rid of him. So if you're looking at this list, is there anybody you think was low or high, or are there any releases that you could think of that would have, say, replaced Dakota Kai, who you thought was only a surprise, not a shock?
No, not in that factor, but I would say I would probably, in my opinion, I would put the number 1 most shocking for me, and you will probably agree too, is Daniel Bryan. I mean, I understand he had neck injuries and.
Yeah, but this was 2010 Daniel Bryan. Before the Yes One, before anything, when he was just in the Nexus. Remember they had that whole competition where the Nexus was his mentor?
Yep.
And then he got moved off, and then the Nexus came back, and they had that big thing where he choked Justin Roberts. This wasn't the quote-unquote Brie Bella Daniel Bryan that left WWE as his contract expired.
Oh, okay. No, I think the list is where it should be.
See, I still think that the releasing of R-Truth, I mean, Bray Wyatt's, yes, in hindsight, yes, his releasing was stupid, but the 2021 version of Bray Wyatt was still kind of, what do we do? We don't know what to do. How do we do? We don't know what to do. Let's release him. Where, dude, R-Truth, I mean, I read a post, can I send it to myself? Maybe I'm dumb and I didn't. Yeah, I'm dumb and I didn't. But there was this whole post from a guy that I follow on Facebook about R-Truth called Rob Trotter. And yeah, here it is. I think it's here. Hold on, one more second. Let's see.
Excuse me. Hey, Derek. Thank you for joining.
That's not it. That wasn't a win. But listen, you need somebody to go out there and be entertaining in rap. He did it. You need somebody to form a tag team with a Surefire Hall of Famer, with The Miz. He did it. You need somebody to make people care about the 24/7 championship. He did it. You know what? We're going to give you a WrestleMania moment. Got it. You know, we need somebody to just go out there and fill in on the show for 7 minutes because we need more TV time. He did it. He did anything and everything he was ever asked, and excelled at anything and everything you asked him to do. And he was just in a match with John freaking Cena in his farewell tour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then to find out we're doing a show and boom, 5 minutes after the show's over, it's like, wait a minute, what? Our shoot got released? WTF? So to me, that is the most shocking release that I've heard of.
Yeah, and I would also go along with, I mean, who else is going to mistake Triple H for Tommaso Ciampa? So I thought that was real funny. But yeah, very, very shocking, very sad. I mean, granted, he's getting up there in age, but still, he was still a crowd pleaser.
And that's what I've got for Lundy's News. Trib, what do you got for Independence?
All right, we have this Sunday, June. Wait a minute, no, that's already gone. Okay, Wrestling with Character. Okay, that's already gone. That was June 1st. Whew. Okay, I was really behind on that one. This I meant to say that, huh?
Well, it's 3 days behind that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fix it for March.
I meant to say this Saturday, June 7th, at the Armada Brewery, PAPW presents Bash at the Brewery, the final showdown between Jekyll and Bull Dread will happen that night at the Armada Brewing Company. They get a good crowd. They love them out there. It is an outdoor show, so hopefully weather permitting, but it should be a real nice weather day.
That's this Saturday?
This Saturday, May 7th, June 7th, yes.
Yeah, there's 60% chance of rain.
Oh, okay. Also, we have Friday, June 13th, Coliseum CFW presents Hunter Mania at the Bristol Police Athletic Club, 541 North Main Street in Bristol, Connecticut. Bell time is 7 p.m. General admission will be 50 tickets. General admission will be $15. There will be an appearance, but once again, by Connecticut's own Bull Dread. Bull has been getting quite a bit of work in lately. So if you guys haven't seen Bull Dread, definitely go out and see him because he's on his final go-around tour here. Outcast Pro Wrestling presents... Oh, wait, where is it? Okay, right here. Outcast Pro Wrestling presents their show June 14th, Gales Ferry, Connecticut, at the Ledyard Middle School. Scheduled on that show will be Richard Holliday versus Mickey Midas, Katie Lothbrooke versus Aaron Norman, Kylon King versus Danny O'Brien. Kylon King, former tag team partner of Flash Waller. So that will be Outcast Pro Wrestling on that day. Also, I forgot this one here. Oh, no, that's Saturday. Okay. Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling. Friday, June 20th at the Foolproof Brewery, 785 Union Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. A lot of shows, a lot of breweries having wrestling shows lately, which is good. Not only good for business, but good for the wrestlers. The doors open at 5:30. One of the scheduled matches that night will be the most marketable man in wrestling, Richard Holliday, against Dijak. Saturday, June 21st, PAPW presents Mayhem in Middletown, Connecticut, which is June 21st. And June 28th, Outcast Pro Wrestling will have another show at the Gathering Place, 99 Center Street, Wallingford, Connecticut. Fans bring the weapons match, 5150 versus Bull Dread. Tickets, general admission, $20. Students and military, $15. Under 7 gets in for free. So Outcast Pro Wrestling definitely having 2 shows in the month of June. So definitely go and check them out. So right now we are going to go to our NXT recap. WrestleRand, thanks for joining. Everybody keep tapping that screen. And Greg, what do we got for NXT?
So we'll check it right now. I'm just texting. Hold on. Give me
Oh,
one moment.
okay.
There we go. Sorry, I just had to finish that. You know. All right. All right. So yeah, thank you, Chad. Once again, this week's NXT was coming from the Performance Center, and as in anything and everything NXT, I lead us off. So I'm just going to go right into it. It opened up with a recap of what went done last week, leading up to the hype of the Road Squad. Laredo Kid, Javon Evans, and Ethan Page appeared to promote the North American Championship match. No Ray Phoenix, though. And as it started, we then had Evolve's Shawn Legacy show up because, after all, he is going to be the one to face the winner of this North American Fatal 4-Way title match. I'm assuming it's going to happen afterwards. I know we never got those. Swipe Right and whatever that other guy's name is, that's in the Evolve Men's Championship match. That's tonight on Tubi. Oh, sorry, it's Tubi. And then, all hell broke loose. There was a big fight. Everybody started breaking, and Raw broke out. It was short, it was sweet, it was less than 10 minutes, and accomplished everything it needed without overstaying its welcome. But it was also very, very, basic. So, it was good. It was bad. I'll give it a B minus.
I gave the exact same grade. I really think that. Do I want to say Ethan Page is going to win that match? I think so. Do I want to see him win it? No. I'd like to see Javon Evans, grab the title and then move Ethan Page up to the main roster. But yeah, I thought the promo was pretty good. Like you said, no Ray Phoenix and then Laredo Kid. These guys, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, what they're going to bring. Obviously, they're luchadors, so they're quicker than a hiccup. So I thought it was good. I gave it a B minus as well.
Okay. After that, we then went to the opening match of the evening, as was a 6-man tag match, as it was Chase U, Andre Chase, Uriah Connors, and Kev Dixon taking on 3 members of Dark State, which were Deion Lennox, Tucker James, and Osiris Griffin. Trev, you lead us off.
Yeah, I didn't like this match. I thought it was too. Hey, JB Wrestling, thank you. I thought it was too. What's the word I'm looking for? I'll go predictable. You knew that they weren't going to beat Dark State. I think there's a deeper issue in Chase U because Andre Chase doesn't even, seem like he wants those guys wrestling, or he doesn't seem like he wants to be, involved in a lot of things. And I think the right team won. It's going to be tough to beat Dark State. They're a good team. Those guys really didn't stand much of a chance. They did okay certain parts of the match, but you knew they weren't going to win the match. And Dark State grabbed the victory, but I didn't care too much for the match. I gave it a C minus.
Okay. It's weird because, to say that I liked it a lot more than you might be an understatement, but overall, I still gave it a C. I think what it did was show that I really miss the old Chase U with Riley Osborne, more importantly, Duke Hudson. If you're going to kill Chase U, you didn't need to get rid of Duke Hudson. Maybe Riley Osborne, okay, but not Duke Hudson. of Chase getting back as a veteran of Chase, alumni, I don't know. But it sold the story that Uriah Connors and Cale Dixon are young, ignorant kids that don't know when to shut up. And they didn't know when to shut up and put them in a match with Dark State. Now, this matchup, it's just 3 minutes and 27 seconds, which is probably 2 minutes longer than it should have been. It really, truly should have been an absolute, total, just obliterated squash match. But, I mean, they took their times in the beginning, slowly taking them apart. And Chase U started a comeback, which they shouldn't have. They should have just been a short squish squash and bing bang boom done. But I did like it a little bit more than you, but slightly more. I gave it a C.
All righty. Logan, thanks for joining.
NXT General Manager Abel was then shown backstage talking to Evans, Laredo, and Legacy, telling them that they needed to find a fourth member, and they were going to have an 8-man tag match against 4 guys that were beginning, and Dragon Lee stepped up to volunteer. So was it just me, or when he stepped up to volunteer, did you also, or it was just me? I thought it was Ray Phoenix.
So did I.
And I didn't realize it was Dragon Lee until they told me it was Dragon Lee.
Yep.
That's the problem in my eyes with the same looking similar luchadors. They, you can't tell the difference who to cheer for.
Yep.
After that, we then went to a matchup where it was Miles Bourne taking on Charlie Dempsey, where if Miles Bourne won, he would be free to leave the No Quarter Catch Crew. And this was performed under Heritage Cup rules, where it was a rounds match. I get to lead off for this one, and I mean, it was weird how they both made their entrance at the same time. Teddy on Heights was in Miles' corner, and Ren Sinclair was in Dempsey's corner. And, first couple rounds were okay. And then at the end of the round, we then had a cheap shot by Charlie Dempsey and kind of, left. Well, they had to, first round ended, they went to commercial break and came back with being 2-0. With 20 seconds left, in the second round, and Miles Bourne got the first pin. Dempsey after the bell, which upset both Ren Sinclair and Tamian Heights. He then got the quick pinfall with a suplex to even score, and then it kept going where Miles Bourne got the victory, and he's now free to go off on his own. I don't know if that means he's not going to have any more moral support from either Ren Sinclair or Tamian Heights. But, it was a solid match with some great technical wrestling from both guys. And even with the cheap shot, Bourne still shook Dempsey's hand at the end. And like I said, very interesting where he goes from here and where No Quarter Catch Crew goes.
Yep.
I think maybe they have to recruit a new member. Either that or maybe this is the end of No Quarter Catch Crew. But yeah, I thought this was a good, solid match. Actually, I gave it a B.
Okay. H. Young, thank you for the roses. Appreciate that. Yeah, I agree. I thought this was a really good match. Miles Bourne, really good. Charlie Dempsey, you can see a lot of his father in his style. For you people who don't know who his father is William Regal. And I think this is going to be the end of No Quarter Catch Crew. I think Tavion Heights will do good on his own. I think Miles Bourne will do good on his own. Maybe we'll see a heel run from Charlie Dempsey. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed the rounds, made it more interesting for me to see who was going to win it. But yeah, excuse me. Yeah, but I gave it a B plus also.
Well, I gave it a B.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I gave it a B plus.
All right. The main head showed an encounter from earlier in the week. I guess that meant Monday, where Tyler May Steele was in the locker room talking about winning LFG, and Ariana Grace was there, and they had a little, talking back and forth. And Tyler May Steele said she thought Ariana Grace would be the perfect opponent for her first match on NXT, and that's what was up next. It was LFG Season 1 winner Tyra May Steele against Shivia's favorite, Ariana Grace. Shiv, you're up.
Cal, thanks for the rose. Nancy Sue, thanks for joining. Well, at least I haven't called her Ariana Grande anymore. But, yeah, I didn't care too much for this match. Tyra May Steele, with a little bit of work, I think she's going to be pretty good in the ring. Ariana Grande has gotten a little bit better from the last time I saw her compete, or from the first time I saw her compete. I guess she's Miss NXT. I guess she got that from winning some kind of contest or something, or is that something she just names herself? Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, I thought the match was okay from Tyra May Steele's aspect, because it was her first match. She did get the win. And Ariana Grace, she was just there just to put the new girl over, the new kid on the block, so to speak. But I think with a little bit of work, I think Tyra May Steele is going to make some noise in that women's division. But I thought the match was okay. Really didn't get much out of it, so we'll have to see what they're going to do with Tyra May in the weeks to come. I gave it a C minus.
Okay. I like the comparison I use for Ariana Grace is she is to the NXT division as to what Chelsea Green was to the main roster, until she really started to improve and get her push. She's there for the comedy aspect of it, to get the match that you never expected to win. She did a great job selling for Steele. And I mean, just a sidebar, interesting though, is for, this is one of the things where sometimes I think WWE needs to get away from their own ego. You hire a former Olympic champion, and then change her name. I mean, her real name is Tamyra Mensah-Stock. So you want to promote the Olympic gold medalist, but you change it to Tyra May Steele. But whatever, I don't make $1 billion and then want to make budget cuts. That's WWE.
Right.
The match itself wasn't much of anything. It did show, Steele's showed a lot of intensity and character in a short amount of time, and I think she'll do okay. I don't ever think, I shouldn't say ever, but right now looking at her, I don't envision her without massive improvements being on the main roster. But, I think right now she looks like she'll be a solid competitor in NXT.
Okay.
After that, we then saw JC Jane and Mario Lewis come out to the ring. I lead off for this one, so I'm going to go right into it. This was, I'll go into it. JC Jane was out there talking, about her victory and talking about how her and Fallon Henley came into NXT together. And, they've got to be like sisters. And, kind of alluding to the fact that, you know what? Sisters fight, sisters argue. And then so after a long conversation, we've taken care of things. And then we saw somebody pop over the red barrier talking with the microphone. Turned out to be Laney Reed. I only knew that because they told me it was Laney Reed. And so she came out talking about, the title shot. And then we had Lola Vice come out. And after Lola Vice, out came Jordan Grace. Then after Jordan Grace, we had Jada Parker. Then after Jada Parker, we had Kalani Jordan. Then after Kalani Jordan spoke for like 2 or 3 seconds. And then we had Lash Legend come out. Or as I like to speak, Mrs. Trick Williams. And then after all looked like it was being said and done, Big Hell came out of nowhere, attacked Jada Parker, and these 6 women are outside, brawling in the ring. Fallon Henley and JC Jane are all just standing there, all boobs are flowing, bucks are hanging out, watching this go down. And then they kind of get back to the ring, and we see Laney Reed now on the ring apron. So right there, I'm like, okay, is she going to come in the ring? Are we going to see this, nobody and Laney Reed get a title shot or something? And then the arena goes dark. And then first thing that popped in my head was, holy shit. The Wyatt said, Nikki Cross going to show up on NXT and go after Jason? I'm like, holy shit, yes. And then up in the ring apron or bird's nest or whatever they call it, the balcony, we then see Mariah May. And the crowd's going crazy, and she just says that she'll said something, and then they went back to a camera shot of JC Jane and Fallon Henley, and then she simply says, I'm here to make this division more glamorous. Now, it had been rumored for some time now that Mariah May was going to be headed to WWE. We had talked about it on this show, and I had said I think it would be perfect for her to start in NXT, because right now, with the women that have already gotten brought up and the rumor of Jordan Grace going to main roster, I think she would get overlooked and lost.
Yep.
So I think that's good, but I was so disappointed that it was her. And the way she did it was, to me, dumb. So, maybe or hopefully get a longer promo from her, maybe next week or the week after, and maybe they give us her actual official WWE name. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it. I gave it a D+.
All right, your girl. Thanks for joining. Your girl source, Sarah. Thanks for joining. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I agree. I don't know if you noticed. I was going to bring it up earlier. But when they were in the back room and they had the backstage area with Sol Ruca and Zarya, was that the Speed Championship that Sol Ruca was carrying? I've never seen it before, so it was like, oh, okay, well, at least.
Dragon Lee has his all the time.
Really?
No.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I got nothing out of this promo. Like you said, when the lights went out, Mariah May came out. I had no idea who she was because I don't watch NXT. I don't watch I don't watch AEW. But if she's as good as a lot of people say she is and everything, maybe she'll make a big splash in this roster. But yeah, to see all those other women out there, I don't know who's next for JC Jane. Could it be something in the works with Fallon Henley? I don't know.
They made up. They just made up.
Well,
It's not going to be Fallon Henley right now.
Okay. Maybe it'll be the I'm a Latina. We'll have to see.
I don't like to say when you're wrong when you have your own opinion, but that opinion's wrong.
Okay. But
my opinion is that your opinion's wrong.
Okay. Yeah, but I didn't really get too much out of this. Congratulations though to JC Jane. She is the new champion. Let's see what they're let's see what they're gonna do with it. I gave it a C minus.
All right. So after that, we then went to the main event of the evening, as it was a 8-man tag match where it was Shawn Legacy, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, and Kid Laredo taking on Ethan Page and the Vanity Project. Brad Baylor, and then two other guys that I don't remember their names. Hold on, I'll get those names. Give me 32 seconds. And it was, no, this was the main event of the evening. Sorry.
I was about to say.
Jackson Drake and Ricky Smokes, which makes up the Vanity Project. I was just so excited to talk about this match. But you were up first.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I think the only thing this really did for me was, showcase a couple of guys from Evolve and, have the 4 guys minus Dragon Lee that's going to be in the Fatal 4-Way against Ethan Page. But I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. That Javon Evans has got more moves than a Swiss watch. I mean, that guy, he just bounces all over the ring. And we saw Brad Baylor. We've seen Brad Baylor a few times in a couple of indie shows around here. But yeah, I mean, all that was just,
Audio just got extremely choppy on my end. How does it sound on your end?
Sounds fine on my end.
I sound fine when I'm talking to you. It's not choppy at all?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I'll put up with it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Like I said, it showcased the 4 guys that are going to be in the Fatal 4-Way. Plus, it also gave the guys from Evolve some time as well. But I enjoyed the match to an extent. I gave it a B minus.
It did not showcase the 4 guys in the Fatal 4-Way.
Oh.
Phoenix wasn't in the match.
Okay.
So how can it showcase the 4 guys that are going to be in the Fatal 4-Way when only 3 of them in the Fatal 4-Way?
I know. The first time I said minus Dragon Lee, but then I didn't say it the second time. So, well, it showcased those 3 guys other than Dragon Lee, but I don't know, for some reason why Ray Phoenix wasn't there. I don't know. Maybe Dragon Lee will take his place. I don't know, but I gave it a B minus.
I mean, the babyfaces had the upper hand until Ethan Page almost decapitated Laredo Kid with a boot to the face. And I mean, Jesus Christ, I felt it. I mean, that was just, it was, I mean, to say that a boot to the face was the best move of the whole match wouldn't be an overstatement for me. And, Ethan Page and even the rest of the Vanity Project, they really controlled the pace for a long time before Javon finally made a hot tag to Dragon Lee. So, I mean, Dragon Lee doing everything he did to do this, and then he wound up taking a win. So, the one person not involved in that match, but yes, he is in a match of the LWO, have a matchup against another 3 guys at Worlds Collide. So, okay, the whole group was, represented in one way, shape, or form.
Excuse me.
Well, so, without Ethan Page or Javon Evans or Laredo Kid taking a loss or getting a loss, taking a loss or getting a loss. I believe it was Brad Baylor that actually took the pin.
Yep.
It still just kind of like, okay, they're all going into worlds collide with whatever momentum they came into this match with. The fast-paced action made all four of the guys from Evolve in this matchup look rather good. I know you've been down on Brad Baylor because you feel that there was somebody else from the same independent organization, PAPW, that should have been in this spot. But, I mean, he's doing fine for himself on the independent scene right now. And, I mean, I think this swipe right thing is, has got a little something going. But, yeah, I mean, I thought this was a good match. I liked it. I thought it was the best match of the night. I gave it a B.
All righty. God's creation, thank you for the rose.
All right. I didn't give you a rose.
Oh, okay.
All right. After that, we then went to, this was the main event of the evening, as it was a matchup for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, as it was Trick Williams defending against Mike Santana. I get to lead off for this, so I'm going to go right on into it. Elijah was seen in the crowd where it was said that this Friday he would be taking on the winner of this match. This turned out to be a very physical contest right away. They weren't going for headlocks, hip tosses. They were there just to beat each other up, which was fine because Trick Williams is not an in-ring technician.
Right.
This is I think my second time seeing this Mike Santana wrestle. The crowd was definitely behind Santana, and some of the crowd was still chanting for Trick. I know at one point I think they were going, beat that Trick. And as it's going along, having seen Santana, he's kind of a big guy, and seeing Trick Williams outsize him is really just a reminder of really how big Trick Williams is. It looked like a few fans sitting next to Elijah, could have cared less that they were next to him.
Right.
There was, a nice little exchange, some kicks and punches, and then as things start to break down, Casey Navarro and Flop Dollar, now known as AJ Francis, showed up, interfered by attacking Santana while the ref was distracted, which allowed Trick Williams to hit the trick shot and get the 1-2-3 pin as he remains the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. But this was probably one of the better, more competitive matches I've seen from Trick Williams in a while. I gave it a solid B.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a good match. I don't know very much about Mike Santana. Elijah, like you said, he was in the audience. He's going to be taking on the winner Friday, which we now know is Trick Williams. But yeah, I mean, as the match was going on, Trick Williams was, he actually looked good. I mean, he's a TNA champion. I don't know how long they're going to have him hold it. I thought maybe something else would happen between him and Mike Santana, and then they would go with a rematch coming up on Friday. But I guess that's up to Elijah now. And then AJ Francis, and I see this guy coming out in red hair, and then I heard him say Casey Navarro. It's like, holy shit. Casey Navarro does some indie shows around here in the Connecticut area. So it was a surprise for me to see him on there, and hopefully he'll do well. But yeah, I thought the Trick Williams Santana match was good. Crowd seemed to be behind both guys. Santana's not bad. I think TNA's got a good wrestler with him. And I was just, to me, in my opinion, I'm glad Joe Hendry didn't show up. I really didn't want to see Joe Hendry. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. I gave it a B+.
Okay, so
overall, well, I think the last two matches kind of saved the grade for me, other than the 3 C's that I had there. But overall, I gave it a B-.
Okay, Yeah, I mean, I agree that the last two matches really helped bring up my grade, but not that much. I gave it a C plus.
Oh, okay. And that was our NXT recap. This Saturday, we are having our Top Rope Report prediction show at 9 a.m. this Saturday. So, Greg, we like I said, we got Money in the Bank coming up this Saturday. Let everybody know what we got going on for the show.
All right. What we have going on for the show, when we sit down, we do a random order, and then we make all our predictions for the matches. We do all the matches, winners, losers, how they lose or win. We do our unadvertised surprise. We predict who's the first match, and then we also have a time bonus. That's how we do the show.
I meant the PLE. I meant the Money in the Bank show.
Huh?
I meant the Money in the Bank premium live event.
Okay.
But at least everybody knows how we do the prediction show now, because I'm sure not everybody knew.
Well, there are four matches. There's the two ladder matches for the Money in the Bank briefcases on men's and women's, and the women's match has Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Inspector Care, which, in my opinion, is the strongest women's field they've ever had. The men's match has Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano. We have a singles match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, where Lyra Valkyrie defends against Becky Lynch. If Becky loses, she can no longer challenge Lyra for the Intercontinental title, but if Becky wins, then Lyra has to raise her hand and acknowledge her as the better woman. We also have a tag team matchup where it's Cody Rhodes and the World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso taking on Logan Paul and the Undisputed Heavyweight Champion John Cena.
Okay. 4 matches. I think it's going to be I don't want to say I think it's going to be a short premium live event, because the Money in the Bank matches will go, quite a bit of time. I always enjoy the Money in the Bank ladder matches because these people really put it all out. I mean, they put their bodies on the line with these ladders. And after I see those matches, I'm in pain after some of the landings these guys do, and girls. So,
yeah, what I was worried about is, like last year's, the women's ladder match was 16 minutes and 50 seconds, and the men's was 16 minutes and 30 seconds. The year before that, hold on, I just had it here. Hold on 1 second.
Bombardino, thank you for the rose.
The men's was 20 minutes and 23 seconds, and the women's was 18 minutes and 5 seconds. So if we're talking 18 minutes for each, on average, we're talking 36 minutes.
Right.
We have 4 matches. So if you figure maybe the tag team match goes 20, and Becky and Lyra go 15.
Yeah, that's still
1 hour and 11 minutes.
right.
That means we're going to get, in my eyes, 1 hour and 49 minutes of bullshit.
Yep.
So, I mean, maybe they'll take 15 minutes to get all the competitors into the ring. I have no idea. But it's just, to me, this premium live event, expectation-wise, for me, is already starting at like a C+. So I think there's going to be so much fluff that it's going to annoy me. I'm not going to enjoy it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. Michael Lockhart, thank you for the holy airball. Yeah, I just I thought they would have added at least another match or two.
Well, we still do have SmackDown on Friday, so I mean, could they potentially add a tag match? Because we know the tag division on SmackDown hasn't been on a PLE in like 3 PLEs, and it's gotten really, really, really hot.
Yep, absolutely. So hopefully they'll, if they add something, and hopefully it'll be one of those matches, and the PLE will go off, and we'll enjoy the show. So, but yeah, so this Friday, like we said, it is the go home show on SmackDown. And like I said, we are doing our prediction show this Saturday at 9 a.m. We will be on here on TikTok doing it. So everybody tune in, listen to what our picks are. If you,
I did get a message from Mrs. 24/7 today. It does not look like they're moving this weekend, so they should be able to join us live.
Okay, great. That's good. So, yeah, so everybody just, check us out, see how you enjoy the show. Give us your picks. Let us know if you agree with us. So, anything else you want to add, Greg?
Nothing that I want to talk to you about over this. So, when at some point, give me a call.
All right, will do. So, on behalf of the Nugs to Greg, this is the illustrious Mr. Trivia from Top Rope Report saying thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch you on Saturday. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Ooh, I gotta pee.